Morning, everybody. Welcome to LOCPod, Season 14, Episode 22. This is the Midwest Most Dangerous Podcast, coming to you live from the NECA IBEW Power in Indiana Lake County studio.
Good morning.
Hey.
Episode 22. I don't know if I feel like we're on fumes yet. Like
Yes.
almost on fumes, John, right? Like we're just like gliding in.
What's up, Linz? Are you on
a
fumes?
landing.
Huh?
Are you fumed?
She's on TikTok.
Yeah.
She's TikToking.
Fumes, bro.
What do you got on there, Linz? South Shore. Oh, roller derby.
Nice.
Hell yeah. We've
That's
had on a
great.
roller derby girl
Yeah,
here before.
they're constant a presence in like 219 day
Yeah,
and city
I
events.
really want to be on their team, but my night shift schedule makes it very difficult.
Oh,
to
I would
get
love for
regularly.
you to be on that team.
Oh, I have a lot of rage to get out on the rink. That's for sure. But
I would love that.
Well, you already have your nickname. Notorious
Yeah, hell
LMP.
yeah.
no,
I
that's
thought
not a good
Baby got-
nickname.
It is.
Baby
It's a
got
good
backbone.
No, I don't want to be either of those things.
Do you have it yet? Have you thought about it? Are you going to
Your
debut it
roller
here on
derby
LOCPod?
name?
Sasquatch?
Dude, that's
What?
a shitty name.
Just
I
because you
know-
don't like it doesn't mean it's
Nobody
not
wants
good.
their daughter to be named fucking Sasquatch, okay?
Hell
On the
yeah.
roller derby team?
Yeah, yeah. Which one's your daughter? Oh, it's Sasquatch over there.
Hell yeah.
What? That's fucked up.
No, it's
Yeah.
cool.
No, not cool.
All right.
Little Princess or something like that. That's
Gag.
what it's supposed to be.
That's so
Right.
gross.
Gag. Lindsay, can you please let us know when you're on the team so we can come cheer you
Yeah,
on?
never
if I ever
going.
figure out my work schedule, I could probably
Awesome.
be on it.
This is the only time LOCPod will ever be on simultaneously with a live Cubs game, by the way.
That is exactly
How
what I'm
about
doing
that?
here on my phone. I'm watching.
In history.
Or listening.
Never again will you ever have to decide between a Cubs game and LOCPod.
It's a tough call today.
No.
I was up early watching that game. Got the first pitch in.
Yeah, I didn't get the first pitch in. I was up
5:10.
I was up early.
I'll just put it on the screen for you guys to watch during
It's
the
4-1.
It's depressing. The Cubs
See,
are losing
My
to
it's
the
not
Dodgers in Tokyo.
My whole thing about being a Cubs fan is constantly knowing when they're playing and what the score is. That's what I try to do throughout the season. I always know, like, if they're winning, if they're losing.
Yeah, man.
They had 2 errors when I turned it off. Freaking both new guys in the infield, by the way.
Yeah, one threw it over the head of the first
Birdie
baseman.
and Birdie and Shaw both had errors, which
Yep.
is 2 of the areas that people were worried about.
Oh, it's the 9th.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is over. Right?
Before
Yeah.
we know it, the Cubs and you won't have a choice. You'll just be able to choose LOCPod. You won't
Yeah.
have to worry about going
Yeah.
to the Cubs game.
We're gonna
watching the
our
Cubs
audience
game.
is gonna explode.
It's going to grow in about 5 minutes.
It's like boom. All these Cub fans are like, "Fuck the Cubs."
I like how you wore the jersey for opening day.
Yeah, Rizzo jersey.
Very
He's a
nice.
retired player now.
Yes, he is.
That's so
Couldn't
sad.
even
Rizzo's
hop on
too
with the
young.
Cubs.
He's too young to be retired.
I thought the
Oh, he's
Cubs would
done.
pick him up.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
like
wait.
he's being not ignorant. He's being stubborn. He wants a big contract, and they want to pay him the minimum. Multiple teams want to pay him, but they don't want to pay him the millions he thinks he's worth. So he's retired.
He's
now.
older
He
Has
is.
he fallen off? Is that
Yeah.
why he's,
He had a bad season last year.
for the Yankees.
Yeah, and the Yankees let him go because they're.
I think he was
that's how
hurt
they-
part of the season, too.
He was hurt a lot, and the season before that, he had concussions because he got hit at first base. So
What do you know? We're back doing baseball talk.
Mhm.
That'll keep the audience going.
Well, the good thing
Yay.
is, it's an encouraging thing. Baseball is American. It means spring is coming. Shortly thereafter, summer's coming. It gives you something to do because like basketball sucks. Let's be honest.
Here's a.
I can't watch basketball.
Like all of
I
your children
love
basketball.
NCAA basketball. I love NBA basketball.
I don't mind college basketball, but once they get to the pros, it starts to suck pretty hard
I'm
in
a-
my world.
I'm
Although
a-
I do like
I'm a
that.
fan. I like the Bulls.
I like WNBA. I think those are
How many WNBA games have you gone to?
0.
You're
But I
just,
like
you're just
it.
a fan.
Maybe
I'm a
we
fan
should
of the-
fix that this year.
I will. I'll go. I like 2 of the players on the Heat. On the Fever. I like that Sophie chick. She came over from Arizona, and I like Caitlin, of course.
What about the Chicago
I'm a
team?
fuck Chicago team, man.
Wow.
On that one, I'm a Fever guy.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a bandwagon Fever guy.
I see
Big
that.
time. Indiana Fever, baby.
You gotta be.
Yeah.
Back
And
to-
plus, like, what's that chick on Chicago? On the Sky? What's her name?
Yeah.
Angel Reese.
I thought they traded
I don't-
her.
No, dude.
Oh.
I don't like her.
She's got a McDonald's meal now.
Does she? Yeah.
Can we go back to baseball for 1 second?
Sure.
I know Lindsay wants me to do this. The over-under
Yeah.
on White Sox losses this year was 100. I mean, I know they're at
That's a good
120 last
That's a
year.
good bet.
I would
take
go
the over.
under.
I would take the over.
I would go-
100.
and I'm a Cubs fan.
No.
I'm going under. I'm
Okay.
saying
Let's
the White
go
Sox
right
are
now.
not going to lose
20
100
bucks.
games.
$20.
Fine.
Here it is.
Mark it down.
Yeah.
Is that illegal?
I mean, I don't even know why I'm doing
No,
it.
We're
I'm
betting
friendly
live on
with
there.
White Sox.
Huh?
Ah, friendly bet.
No,
You're
it's
right.
$20, John. We're betting $20.
All right, now you're going to have me rooting for the White Sox.
So you're
which
saying
I never do.
Tom, you're saying they're going to lose over 100 games.
Yes.
Kevin's going under. Wow.
Because 100 games in baseball is the mark of, if you have 100 wins, it's the mark of a really good season. Right, Kev?
Sure. Oh,
if you're a 100
exceptional
team,
season.
it's like you're going to go to the playoffs and you're probably going to make some noise if you're a 100-win team, right?
I mean, it doesn't happen very often.
It happens every season. There's a couple teams that win 100 games.
Most of the times, if you're in the 90s, you're in the playoffs, right?
Agreed. But a couple teams every season win 100 games. A couple, one in the American, one in the National, maybe two in the National, one in the American. And then what happens is, so if you have 100 losses, that means you're a pretty exceptionally shitty team.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. For those that don't know, there's 162 games in the season. You've gone basically 62 and 100.
40-something games below 500.
And just to give you a barometer, last year the White Sox were the worst team in the history of baseball, and they won 39 games and lost 121 or
all right,
22.
Bud. $20. Let's make it 50.
Ew.
What?
Now I think
$20 is good.
No, it's not.
You're asking
Sure it is.
It's a whole season.
I'm not
we're
as
gonna
wealthy
be talking
as
about.
you.
We're gonna be talking about this until season
You guys
16.
are going to forget about it. I call it now.
16 or
I don't have
17.
$50 to just throw around like
We're
you.
not throwing around. It's going to be multiple seasons. This is good for LOCPod. We're going to be able to talk about this like through the season. I'll be like, I'm on pace. White Sox are on pace to lose 104 games, and you'll be like, oh yeah.
All right, $50.
All right.
Wow.
That's how you do it.
Man, I
That's how
cannot
you do
believe
it.
I'm going to be rooting for the White Sox to lose. Somebody
write
I
this
don't want
down.
to even do this.
Somebody
No,
write this down.
It's written.
Thank you. All
I'm
right, end of
calling-
season.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
$50. Dad forgets that this happened.
I'm putting it in my freaking
I sure
phone.
won't.
I'm putting it in my phone.
Yeah, $50.
The last day of the
100.
season.
I can't believe. I really don't want to be rooting for the White
Good.
Sox.
I'm going to get you a hat.
No. Eva will like me for this. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
We got a good show today.
Do we?
Yeah, I think so. We cobbled it together. Let's
We
just
did.
call it that. There's some interesting news out of Indianapolis with the governor, and we're going to talk about how the Democratic Party has been chaotic over the last seveul weeks.
And we're going to
And
announce
days.
a big guest. that
Yes.
for the last show of the season. Last show of the season's on Friday.
You want to do that right now?
And we got the new Democratic chairwoman for the Indiana State Democratic Party, Karen Tallian, to be our guest on Friday.
Former senator from Ogden Dunes. We've had Chairman Schmuel on several times.
Yeah.
And now we're going to have Chairwoman Tallian on.
It's great.
It's going to be great.
I think I'm sure she's been on the Indy TV stations and all that
Without
because
a
they all
doubt.
covered her election. So this is one of her first public appearances where we're going to talk about, what she plans to do to try to win some seats for the General Assembly and win, some statewide races. And I like Karen. I think she's going to be great.
Karen came out really early on pro-marijuana. I mean, the first,
Kevin.
I believe. I want to say,
That's John. I respect her because of that. Because when she came out, it was like, holy shit! Somebody floated a bill to legalize marijuana. It was so early in the process. It was like, whoa!
I want to say 10 plus.
Like California had just legalized it, and then she came out shortly after and tried to legalize it in Indiana, and it was like, and she got reelected after that, and it was like massive amounts of respect from me to her because obviously I was like pro marijuana, still am. And I'm like, wow, like, look at this senator from Ogden Dunes floating a bill to legalize marijuana in Indiana.
It's
And,
Ogden Dunes.
What do you say?
I said that's Ogden Dunes.
is it?
That's Ogden Dunes.
I mean, look, they're
Bunch of-
sitting in
bunch
the
of
middle.
hippies?
They grow a
They're on
bunch
like
of
an
ditchweed out there.
island-type
Bunch of
neighborhood. It's in the middle of a forest. It's real nature-focused. It's real chill when I've been there.
If I lived out there,
I
I'd
wouldn't be
smoke weed.
surprised if they all smoked weed.
I would.
Do you think she
Why
was
not?
doing it just for the people in Ogden Dunes?
No,
Liz? I
she's
think she
doing
was
it.
doing it.
I think
right?
she
It's like-
personally, I don't know if I want to ask her because I don't mind people asking me if I smoke because I would say yes. Then if I asked her, I imagine she'd say yes. If in a real conversation, I'm not sure if she would say yes in a conversation on LOCPod. But I think if I was like privately sitting there with Karen, I'm like, hey, you go over to Michigan, right?
Yeah,
And she'd be like, totally. I go to Michigan once
And
every
she's
2
close.
weeks,
I
Right.
think
That-
it'll be an
that's
interesting
code, John.
question, and
Right.
I hope it'll be interesting to see kind of where she sees the party now and moving forward because she's got a big history of, like you said, at the time that was looked to be very out of the norm, right?
That's why this show works, Kevin. Because I'm like, man, I can't wait to ask her if she ever goes to Michigan. And Kevin's like, I can't wait to ask her the state of the party and what she's going to do to win. That's why LOCPod is infotainment.
Yin and
Perfect.
yang.
Medium quality, but-
Medium quality entertainment. I love
right,
it.
Linz?
Yeah.
Is it Tallian?
Right, Sasquatch?
Tallian.
Yep.
Tallian.
Sasquatch.
I thought it was Talon at first. I'm like,
No, I thought it was too. It's Tallian. Tal.
Italian. Tallian. Yeah.
And that's why Dad's phone auto-corrected it with the voice to text to Italian.
Italian. Yeah, I said we got Karen Tallian as our guest on Friday, and it said Karen Italian. I was like, ah!
Are we going to talk about this more in another segment?
Yes.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I was going to say, she had some good quotes
Oh, no,
after she won.
We're
the
definitely
whole
gonna talk
last
about it.
segment is dysfunction in the Democratic Party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get ready.
And there's a lot of it,
Mhm.
nationally and locally. And
Statewide.
Karen's going to be on the show Friday, and we're gonna ask her questions on how she's got some work to do here.
Save us, Karen.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That'll be fun.
So that's a cool guest, man. I'm really happy about that.
Good job getting her.
Yeah.
And that's our show. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you gonna do your thing?
Yeah. Oh, you want
God,
to? Oh,
dude,
yeah.
like
So,
we have this script. We sort of follow the script. I don't know.
we didn't follow the script. You went off it to the third segment.
No, I introduced our guest.
Yes. All right.
We are
yes.
definitely at the end of the season.
I'm like looking at Kevin like we normally don't have to cue each other for prompts.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm waking up here. I was up early for the Cubs game.
Yeah, I was
Been up
too.
since 4:30.
Cubs lost.
So they did officially?
Does it say
No,
final?
not yet.
Officially.
I had this dream the
Trust
other
me.
day, and I text Tom, and he's like, "What? I would never do that." So anyway, I had this
Wet dream?
No,
It was
no,
not
it was
wet.
not a wet dream.
Ew.
Thank you, John, for that.
Not last night.
Haven't heard that term in a long time.
I think it was in a Beatles song.
A wet dream?
Yeah.
Really?
Everybody had a wet dream.
Really? What song is
Yeah,
that?
wow,
What the
Wow,
hell?
I didn't know
Is
that was.
a
I
beat
didn't know
cut?
that was
Oh,
a lyric
yeah.
in that.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Is that like
Oh,
Abbey
yeah.
on?
It's one of their later albums. Yeah.
Yeah.
What song
I've heard
is
that song.
Yeah. What the fuck? Song
So
is
I had this dream that I was skiing with Tom, which isn't necessarily.
I've got a feeling.
Out of the.
Oh no way!
that? Yeah.
That was on the last album, right?
Abbey Road.
Yeah, I love it.
No, that's Let It Be.
Okay, that last album.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mhm.
Nasty Brits.
Yeah, dude, they were crazy at the end.
Nasty Brits. That's
They
the
were
title.
crazy towards the end, man.
Yeah, they
Nasty
were.
Brits.
Hippies.
Lindsay's got a knack for titles.
She does.
Jill does too, man. Jill just pops in with like boom, like,
Mhm.
and it's a
That's
quip.
what you pay me for.
That's right.
There's even a Reddit.
That's
on
what
it.
you pay for.
All right, let's get back to Kevin's wet dream.
Yes.
So it had to do with Tom. No, no. Tom and I were skiing, which isn't necessarily like so out of the ordinary, right? But
Right.
it was a total whiteout, and maybe that has to do with the fact that Jana had just been skiing with some girlfriends of hers, and
It's on your mind.
she had said she had skied in some bad weather, same place Tom and I are going to go skiing hopefully soon, and all of a sudden it's a whiteout. I can't see anything, and usually let me give Tom some props here. He's very good at keeping the group together when he's leading like a ski trip, right? So we've
I
been
don't
on ski
lead.
trips together where it's like kind of
I
he's
chase.
leading, and then he's also, but he's a good like, hey, this is where we're going. Go to that lift, or I'm going to watch you guys on the way down.
Like I would let, because usually I'm faster in the group, so I let people go in front of me and I watch them, and then usually like the fast person will go right off the bat, and then the slower people will chase the fast person, and then I'll chase the slow people just in case they fall or something, and then usually I'll pass up the slow people, and then I'll catch up to the other guy, and then we'll both stop, and then the group will catch up to us. That's usually how we do it.
But he's not one to be like, hey, I'll see you at 2:00.
Right.
I'm going this way, right? We try to keep the group together, and which is great when you're skiing, especially if you're in a place where you haven't skied before, right? So anyway, I'm having this dream. It's a whiteout, and Tom abandoned. I'm like, I can't see, and all of a sudden, I'm like, Tom, and I don't hear him, which is.
I would never do that.
I tell him about this. He's like, "What are you talking about? I would never do that to you." I was like, "Hey, man, I don't know what it means. All I know is I was
It's
in a
checked out.
whiteout,
Lindsay,
and you
you're a
took
nurse.
off on me."
What does this mean?
You're a nurse. Interpret my
Yeah,
dream.
like hey, my dad's a therapist. I think I know what's going on.
I think it's because Kevin has this deep-rooted fear of abandonment.
I was gonna go there
Oh,
too.
That's
By the
exactly
way,
what I was
I was
thinking.
gonna
No
abandon
shit.
him.
Particularly in the form of dad.
Oh,
Wow.
I would,
man.
Really? That's it.
Jana's gonna love this.
I'm never gonna leave you, Kevin.
Well, Jana's
Kevin,
the
I'm never
therapist.
gonna. I'm gonna go
like,
over.
she would
I'm gonna
know.
go over and kiss Kevin. If Jana was in here, she'd tell Kevin, and we were fucked up anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you guys definitely have a codependent relationship.
Well, like
but
last time-
we've done been new about
Last
this.
time we were on a trip together, Jana was ripping on Kevin and I. She
I was like,
basically
you
said we
know.
were like a gay couple.
Whatever.
I just
Anyway.
assume you guys are.
And the funny thing is I usually
codependent.
I usually don't remember my dreams, which is also weird.
I don't ever
very
remember my
rarely,
dreams. I would
very
never,
rarely.
I would never leave you, Kevin.
Thank you, Tom.
I just want you to know that.
appreciate that from the locomotive.
Dad would never allow you to fall into a tree well in a whiteout condition.
No.
I
way.
appreciate that because that
We
is
do
a
stay
fear of
together.
mine. That
No,
is
we
a-
do. Yeah,
if
we do
it's-
stay together. as
Yeah,
skiers.
generally. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say yes, we do. But that is a fear of mine. Trees in a whiteout. Hell yeah, that would be
Yeah.
Very scary.
Did you ask Jana what it meant?
Did not.
She's
I
the
think
one
Lindsay
who's
nailed
probably
it.
qualified.
I think Lindsay nailed it.
interpret.
All right, Jana listens to the. Jana catches up. She like
occasionally.
She like
catches
purges.
up on. Yeah, right.
Do you like play the greatest hits for her? Because I
No.
know, like when she got to last time we went out together, she was like, "Oh my god, I listened to the last show."
She catches up when she's on the road,
Yeah.
like traveling.
When
Yeah.
she knows she's going to see you, Tom, she'll watch an episode.
And Kevin plays like our best. He's like, "This is from season 3," because like, what season are you in now? 14. It's all been shit since then. But we had a
getting
real
there.
gem in season 3.
we did peak early on, I think.
I'm gonna say we peaked middle, like maybe season 8.
Like,
or
let's face it,
something.
this show we are peaking at like 8 o'clock. We're downhill. Oh, it's not even 8 o'clock.
By the way, it is final now. LA won
Oh,
4-1.
nice. Yeah,
Cubs
way to go,
are
Cubbies.
defeated.
0-1.
Fucking one game below 500.
There goes a home game.
Hey, I did something first time in my life this week.
Cocaine.
Nope.
What?
Nope. I did not. I will never.
Good.
Because I don't want to die.
Good boy.
But anyway, I bought, it's sort of like that. I bought an outfit for my grandchild.
Wow.
I bought my grandchild's first outfit. Over
That's
the weekend.
exciting.
Went to Notre Dame. I was getting stuff for Friendly Sons of Aaron. I bought a bunch of gifts for Friendly
That's
Sons
a
of Aaron.
cute little
dinner.
shirt. Look at
And
that.
I
Look
bought
at
like a little
this.
Notre Dame onesie. It's so cute. It's a 3 month, so he could wear that right away.
Make sure he's indoctrinated.
Little McDermott, future McDermott, whatever
Nice.
this young man's name is, with the middle name Matthew. No offense, no pressure, Eileen. And then that's more for the season, because it's like
Yeah, it's
bigger.
gonna
That's
get-
like 0 to 6, but that's big.
That's gonna be crazy. So basically, next football season,
I'm gonna
you will
little
have a
fan.
grandson.
I'm gonna take him to a game.
Wow.
Yeah, Lindsay's psyched about being an aunt. I know she is.
Are you
This is
crocheting
for
him?
him.
What are you making him?
It's a blanket.
Let's
What's
put the
that?
Lindsay
Hold on,
cam
hold
on.
that up.
Oh,
Yep.
is it really? I didn't know that.
There's Lindsay over there, just
Lindsay's
crocheting.
knitting away.
Knitting or crocheting today, Lindsay?
It's crocheting.
All right.
What's the
Right.
difference?
LOCPod.
What's the
One
difference?
hook versus 2 needles.
Really? You're like an old woman deep down inside.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah.
Maybe we could just have the Lindsay cam like for an hour, just show her like silent, just Lindsay
No,
crocheting.
and I'll just say some stuff every once in a while.
oh, that's kind
Pipe
of
in.
normal.
Pipe in.
That's
little
what
nuggets.
Brian sees on a daily basis is just me on the couch, I'm crocheting, and then every once in a while I'm like, you know what?
When a thought hits you.
Maybe we should
Exactly.
do that, like ASMR.
I
with-
agree, John.
I thought about
Lindsay?
doing that on Twitch because I'm on night shift. It would just be like middle of the night. I'd be crocheting and just like
That's
listening to an
awesome.
audiobook or something.
There you go.
I love that.
It's new.
Crackling fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Their baby shower was over the weekend at Innsbruck, and
Ah.
I saw the coolest thing, and I actually immediately took it back home.
He stole from us.
That's fine. No, we did Chase. So Chase had his birthday party, and Brendan, Chase's brother-in-law, Brendan's a ham and cop. They had like a co-birthday party at Innsbruck at the same time that Eileen was having her baby shower. So everybody was at Innsbruck on Sunday, and the guys on the birthday
cute
party
picture.
side, we were doing the golf simulators in Innsbruck.
Uh-huh.
And it was so cool, like very impressed. And actually, so we did, at Innsbruck they have like a bar set up behind 2 simulators. In these simulators, I don't know if you've ever played Golf Simulator, Kevin.
I have not. I've seen them. I've never played them.
Dude,
I played it. I took over Dad's game when
Oh,
he
did ya?
left, and it was a real bad game for you, Dad.
that sucks because it was good when I left.
I
Yep.
saw Brett
Yeah.
over the weekend actually at pickleball, and he said that he is in a golf simulator league. He was going to it that day out
Yes.
in St. John.
Yeah, dude, this is really cool. So like you sit there and they'll have a bar literally like 2 feet behind you, and you're hitting into a screen, and the screen's very accurate. I mean, as accurate as you could be, and it like plays your ball randomly, sort of
Can
like
you
a
do
golden
different
tee.
courses, like
Yeah.
real courses?
Yes, dude. That's the cool thing is like you can play famous golf courses.
Wow.
So there's like multiple golf courses you could choose.
Oh, that's fun.
And then you just sit there and play. And then while you're playing, somebody's behind you serving you drinks and food. And we're just sitting there chowing and drinking. And
I guess in my mind, and we talked about this yesterday, in my mind, I thought that it needed like so much more space. And I think
It
they've
doesn't need
really
anything.
cut it down.
This is way better than Top Golf. Because we were looking at a Top Golf in Hammond, and for Top Golf, you have to have this this basically stadium setup.
Yeah.
With the outdoor
It's
driving
huge.
range, you have
Huge.
to have like a couple acres for Top Golf, right? With the parking and the building and the driving range. For this, you could put it into a little strip mall
and
with 10-foot ceiling. We could put one in this studio right here easily.
Wow.
You could have one.
Yeah, easy.
Easy.
I know
sure.
there's one at
and
the
you could play
Hyatt.
golf in this studio.
There's one at the Hyatt in Munster. They put one in there, and it doesn't look to be that big.
It's not.
Steve, can you get on that?
Yeah,
Get us a
Yeah.
virtual
we could-
golf
that'd be
simulator.
really cool. Like,
Cool.
Well, we'd have to get rid of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that's
swinging
all right.
the club.
That's-
It's all right.
It's all right. Kevin would be better off if we didn't have this.
It's been
If
fun.
I had a golf simulator, we'd actually make some money here.
Your insurance would go down. That's for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah. So anyway, congratulations, Chase and Eileen.
Yes,
the
that's a cute
baby
picture.
shower was cute. The Chase's birthday party was awesome. Brendan's birthday party was awesome. Friendly Sons of Aaron. It was a good St. Patrick's Day weekend for me. I had lots of stuff going on.
Lots of
Parade.
fun.
We had
Yeah.
Hammond Sports Hall of Fame on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I had Mayor's Night Out. On Thursday, I had my fundraiser. On Friday, we had Friendly Sons of Aaron. On Saturday, we had the parade in Hessville.
Which was awesome, by
And
the
on
way.
Sunday, we had Chase and Eileen's baby
It was
shower.
a good week to be Irish.
That was a good week to be Irish.
Quick shout out, by the way, to HC3, Dodie Russell, Jack and Amy Smith, all the rest of Scott Rakos, all the folks at HC3 put on a phenomenal parade. I thought it was great in Hammond's St. Pat's parade.
Yeah.
It was really a lot of fun.
Oh, check this out, dude. So we had Mayor's Night Out this week. I mentioned it, right? So this is crazy, John.
I
so
saw this in the notes.
So I have this group that's been chasing me around, the Dune Dusters, and they're like insinuating that I'm afraid to go in public and insinuating that we're afraid to put videos of city council meetings up. It's just stupid, ridiculous stuff, right? So now I walk into Mayor's Night Out the other day, and Mayor's Night Out is at Hast. Hast is a technology school.
I used to work there.
Right. It's a great Wi-Fi
How was their
connection.
internet back then?
So I walk in to Mayor's Night Out this week, and I'm like immediately approached by my staff, and they're like, "Dude, we got a problem." And I'm like, "What?" And they said, "The Wi-Fi here is not strong enough to broadcast our Mayor's Night Out like we normally do." And I'm like, "What?" Like, how? This is Hast. Like, Hast is all about technology. We don't have strong enough Wi-Fi, and they're like,
Were
"Nope,
you
we
guys
tried."
in
Or
the
also like
gym?
what? Yeah, in the gym.
We're
you
That's
know.
why.
Also, like, why don't we have like the stuff to
Like
put
a
big-
mobile device.
Don't even get me started, man. Don't even honestly, because like that just pisses me off. Because my Mayor's Night Out schedule is done a year in advance. Like we know where I'm going to be in December, right? So like the fact that I walk into Mayor's Night Out and I'm immediately approached with multiple problems from multiple department heads, like this is a problem, this is a problem, this is a problem, this is a problem. It's like I walk into Mayor's Night Out. And by the way, the public is there to see me. Right? The public wants to see the mayor. That's why they show up to freaking Mayor's Night Out, right? So I'm walking into a room of my voters, my bosses, and instead of being able to like kiss babies and fucking hug old ladies and all the stuff that I'm supposed to do, right?
Wow.
So instead of doing that stuff, I'm approached with my staff like, we have major fucking problems, Mayor. We got to take care of this. We're not going to be able to do this. And I'm like, what the fuck, right? So like right off the bat, instead of me being mayor and doing mayor stuff, I'm like, taking care of problems that could have easily been taken care of. Easily, Kevin. This could have been done a week before the event.
So kind of like you go in with a positive, like you're just getting ready, I
Right.
assume, to be in public. And then
Yes,
you gotta
I'm going
deal.
into a public event where I'm supposed to be the mayor, and instead I have to walk in and fix problems. Like right out, and for something that's posted a year in advance. I know where I'm going to be all year. So like it makes me mad. And it took me off my game. Honestly, I was pissed off right off the bat. I'm like, how the fuck do I walk into Mayor's Night Out? It is posted so early, and all these problems pop up at like 6:15 p.m. when it starts at 6:30, and we could have done this yesterday at 6:15 p.m. and it would have been all, So
Yeah.
I was just like right off the bat pissed off at Mayor's Night. It's just like, just took me off my game right off the bat, And
Well-
then I had to struggle through Mayor's Night that day.
And you're right, Tom. It also, I wish it's nowhere near as salacious as some people think.
I know.
Because you're right. It makes them think, oh, what
Yep.
a coincidence.
That's
You
where I was
can't
going
go
with this.
live.
I know.
Yeah.
Then the Dune Dusters are like, "Oh, Mayor Tom's afraid to put Mayor's Night Out on," and it's
Right.
like that's how like small mess ups on my team can turn into big problems in the public. It's like, so now out in public, I have these Dune Dusters spreading a rumor that we're not putting stuff on TV because I'm afraid of the Dune Dusters, which is freaking laughable, dude. It's laughable. I'm like, I don't care about that, right?
Were any of them even there?
No, none of
Oh,
them even
well,
showed, John.
yeah.
So like now, like the narrative that they're putting out in the public is totally supported by a screw up on my team. And then that's how little mistakes cost you your job. That's a perfect example. I was like, stupid little mistakes. My team wasn't doing good enough getting ready for Mayor's Night. And then we have a problem and we can't broadcast live, and it feeds the narrative on the street. And then everybody's like, oh, this mayor's afraid.
There
Look at him.
must be
Right.
something to this.
Right?
Yeah.
That's just, I was pissed. It just took me off my game right off the bat. And it's just like, I brought it up yesterday at staff meeting. I wasn't too thrilled with how that went down. And I let my team know. It's like,
Well-
dude, we're too good for this. We're too good to like let this happen.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things that you always want to be careful of in somebody that's been in office for a while, which is complacency, right? And I think you've always brought up the fact that like we have to stay on top of our game. We have to, and by the way, your administration is always doing things, right?
I know, Kev.
There's nothing like sitting around, and so it's just like one of those things where you got to remind yourself, pretend like it's day one on the job.
I
Because
agree
you got to
with you, man.
be, you got to be
like,
on top of it.
People get complacent.
Yeah.
And they're like, I am in this position for life.
I mean, we're all guilty
that's
of it.
how people feel.
I'm
They're
guilty
like,
of it. It's just
they're like, I am the head of public works. I'm just going to pick Felix now. And this is
Go
my
Felix.
position. I'm just doing it for hypothetical, right?
Yes.
And then if you have this thing like, I am the head of public works and I can never be touched. This is my job. That's the wrong attitude to have. You should have the attitude like, I could get fired tomorrow. Like, I got to prove every day that I'm the best head of the public works there is. And if I don't, the mayor could fire me for no reason at all. Right, Kevin?
It's
Legally?
true. I mean, yeah,
I
your
could fire
department
people
head.
for no reason at all. Department heads, right?
They are at your pleasure.
So they should be busting their ass to perform at a high level every day and not being complacent. And I'm starting to see complacency. And I'm not trying to scare people. It's the truth. It's like I think after 22 years, people start to get complacent. It's my job to wake them up and to remind them that they could lose their job at any time, and especially if they think they take it for granted.
It is one of those things where, and like I said, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. Is that you
agree?
Just kind of I mean, no, it's just what I mean. Like it's human nature where you're like,
Complacent.
okay, well, mayor's been mayor for 22 years, and then you wake up and it's just another staff meeting and another meeting of this, and I think it's always a good reminder to all of us that, hey, you have a job to do. It's not only for the public, it's to make sure the city runs well, to be a good department head for the mayor, and to get things done.
I'm not mad at all, and I'm just like pointing.
It's more of a wake up call.
It's a wake up call.
Yeah.
It's like that's my job. If I ignore this kind of stuff, let's say instead of at staff meeting yesterday and ripping people's butt, let's say I just ignored it. I'm just like, my team's great. If I ignore that and then another one happens in a week and I ignore that and another one happens in a week and I ignore that, and all of a sudden something totally dumb happens because I ignored mistakes for so long, and then the thing that happens this time is brutal and it's going to cause us all our jobs, right? Then I could have done something to stop it as mayor. I just failed to stop multiple small things, and then all of a sudden...
And in that case, I think you would blame yourself. Like, why didn't I bring this up? Why didn't I make more of a deal about it?
My job is not to be popular with my staff. My job is to be a dick sometimes. It's like, hey, listen, dude, this is your freaking job. Like, why the hell am I getting approached at 6:15 when I could be kissing babies, right? That's my job. My job is to kiss babies and to talk to grandmas and to like do that stuff and get votes. My job is not to fix your problems when I walk in the building. That's your job. So like, if I ignore that, I'm not being a good mayor, and I'm a very good mayor. So I'm going to let people know when they screw up. That's my job.
Yeah,
That's why I'm still around after 22 years, guys.
The internet should have been tested well in advance. And if there is an acute problem like that night, Kevin, you asked, is there a device that could broadcast? Yes. Unfortunately, that device also didn't have a good cell connection.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah, it's unfortunate. It really is.
It's all right. It's just a small thing, John. But like small things add up, and that's why I'm being a jag on this. Honestly, I'm going to be a jag on it, and I want it, because I want people to feel a little heat from the boss, because that's what bosses do, right? I'm not like just like don't worry about it, Joe. Pat him on the back. Keep fucking up, Joe. It's cool, right? It's not like that. It's not like that. We can all get fired. I can get fired. It's easy. I mean, I'm up in 2.5 years, 3 years. I can get fired easy, especially if we keep messing up.
I think it's just like you said, it's a good wake up call. It reminds everybody, just stay in your game, and you're not trying to like. This just happened to be the thing that happened recently.
Yeah.
I don't think you're saying like, oh, this is the end all be all.
No, it's my job to police mistakes,
Yep.
and that's what I'm doing. So,
All right.
Hey, did you see that French member of Parliament? There's a French member of Parliament that says that the United States no longer represents the values of the Statue of Liberty, and they would like
The statue back?
they would like the Statue of Liberty returned
Damn.
to France.
I mean, it always was on loan. so
Logistically, does Amazon do that kind of stuff?
maybe the Amazon drones drop it off in
So,
Paris.
what's this lady's name? The White House press secretary.
Hottie?
She's
Excuse
Whoa.
me?
Sorry.
Pardon
She's
me?
a woman. She's a
Hottie.
successful
yeah, she
woman.
is. She's very attractive, and
What's-
she's very successful. She's super young, like 30.
Carolyn.
Carolyn
Levitt.
Levitt. She is I agree, John. She's pleasing on the eyes, and
All right.
but like,
Can we not say people are attractive?
listen, I could say people are attractive.
But the first thing that you notice
She
about a
annoys me.
woman who is on TV for the White House, and you're like, damn, a wooga. Like,
A wooga?
That's not the
there's
first
a-
thing I noticed, but I did notice it. Yeah.
I noticed it too, but I also noticed that she's incredibly freaking smart, man.
Mm.
She's sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is like fluent in Trump language.
This is
Yep.
a good example.
She is fluent in Trumpism.
You want to hear it?
Yes.
Is now a member of the European Parliament from France, who does not think the U.S. represents the values of the Statue of Liberty anymore. They want the Statue of Liberty back. So is President Trump going to send the Statue of Liberty back to France?
Absolutely not. And my advice to that unnamed low-level French politician would be to remind them that it's only because of the United States of America that the French are not speaking German right now. So they should be very grateful to our great country.
Yeah,
I tell you, dude.
setup question.
It
but-
almost seemed like it didn't.
Thank you. Okay, we all were thinking the same thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because that if that was not a setup, okay, she is one of the best press secretaries I've ever seen. All right, because like that answer cranked it out of the park.
Yeah, I mean it's.
So you think it was set up?
And
I
that's
was set
Fox,
up
that's
and
the Fox News guy
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
so that was a
probably-
setup question.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think so.
okay, we're on the same page.
I think so.
Okay,
I mean, it's a good answer, but
that's the LOCPod's position. Is that was a setup question from the press that Carolyn Leavitt, the White House press secretary, knew that was coming, and she cranked it out of the park.
yeah, knocked it out of the park. But it
because
was
she
a-
definitely knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I mean, great answer. But yeah, I think it was a setup.
Too good.
Too good.
Too good.
I agree.
Yeah.
She should have been a little rougher with that.
Mm-hmm.
She was smiling before the she even started the answer.
I agree. Did you see that?
As a-
She like broke.
It was like a giveaway.
Her
What
like
do you
lips.
call that in poker, John?
Yes,
Like
she had a
poker
tell.
Thank you.
She had a tell. I agree with you. I saw it. It was like her upper lip. When she was getting asked a question, her upper lip like knew that it was coming. You could tell. John, could you play it again real
Yeah.
quick? Just that part. Okay. When the question's coming at her, watch her upper lip.
right there.
Uh-huh.
Before.
Yep.
There it is.
It was before he even asked the question.
She is a great press secretary, I have to say. I do, man. I think she's one of the best I've seen in a long
better
time.
than Trump's last press secretary.
Who was Trump's last press
That
secretary?
one lady.
Between
Oh God, what
what
That
was
other
about
hot
Sarmucci?
lady.
Was she a hottie?
What
That other
She
hot
probably
lady.
was if it's Trump, right?
No, you guys would recognize her if you saw
Wait, what's
her.
the
She
dude
was
from
real
New York, John?
chaotic.
The dude from New York.
Yeah, wasn't it
Oh,
Scaramucci?
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 No,
wasn't it?
after
He was the
him.
chief of- he was chief of staff, I thought.
Oh, was he? I
Yeah.
thought he was press secretary.
I tell you what, though, this lady, Carolyn Leavitt, she's great, man. I have to say, I think she's excellent press secretary. I'm not saying I like what she says. I'm saying I can't think of a much better messenger for Trumpism than her. I just can't. She's pretty. She looks nice. She's young. She's super freaking smart, man. And she's fluent in Trump language. Like, I don't think you could get a better person to sell what he's doing right now than her, in my opinion. She's great, man.
How about the topic itself, though? It's like
ridiculous.
It's hard
Sarah
to take
Huckabee.
politics seriously.
Sarah
Huckabee
Huckabee Sanders.
Sanders.
You're
Yeah.
right, babe. You're right.
No.
No, I was thinking like the
Wasn't
last one
Sarah
that was
Huckabee
so
Sanders a press secretary?
chaotic, and yeah, she was a press secretary.
That's
She
what I
was the
thought.
second one.
Right.
After
She was good, too, by the
Who
way.
was the third?
It was Spicer, then Huckabee Sanders, then Grisham, Stephanie Grisham, and now this one.
Huh. Okay. I thought there was another one.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders was good.
Yeah.
definitely.
Annoying.
She's annoying.
Annoyingly
I'm
good.
not saying that they're great. Okay, I'm not saying I agree with
Well,
them.
I'm only saying
are
that
they
because
good?
the message, right? So it annoys me. But yes,
Yes,
especially-
it must-
and
but
she's
like-
another good communicator. I mean, I would give Sarah Huckabee Sanders. You know, she's good at communicating.
She became governor
the-
of Arkansas.
not
after-
the message that I like, but she,
Right.
whatever. She's
How do you compare her to Biden's press secretary?
I don't even remember.
Young African American lady.
Yeah,
What
I
was
thought
her
she was.
name?
I thought she was good.
I
too.
thought she was good,
I mean,
too.
she. You know, they would. I thought that she. What
was her
kinda
name?
Stepped in it a couple
Can't
times, but
remember.
overall, I thought
Lindsay,
she was
could you look
pretty
it up?
good.
Biden's press secretary.
No, I'm in the middle of a stitch right now.
I got it right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jean Pierre.
Yes, that's her.
Karine Jean Pierre.
Corinne Jean Pierre.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we go ahead and do some ads. When we come back, we're going to talk about Indiana's multimillionaire governor, who is now, because I guess the mansion, the governor's mansion, is not nice enough.
Well,
you
let's
know?
remember. I mean, the theme of so far of his administration has been do more with less.
Right.
But he's
So
not
let's-
in the mansion, right?
Well,
We're gonna hear
that's
all
the thing,
about it.
Lindsay. We have this thing with GOP governors where the governor's mansion in Indianapolis isn't mansiony enough So they need their mansion. Because the governor's mansion's a piece of shit compared to what I live in, right?
Apparently.
Right? So now Governor Braun wants to live in Jasper and be the governor, that normally lives in Indianapolis. So he's going to fly back and forth. And so the taxpayers of Indiana are picking up his helipad.
Stay tuned for the whole story.
Isn't that crazy?
We're going to hear all about it.
All right, let's go ahead. We'll start off doing some ads. Powering Indiana, Lake County, our premier studio sponsor. Powering Indiana, Lake County is your source for the region's most trusted electricians. At Powering Indiana, Lake County, we set the standard for excellence in electrical work. As IBEW Local 697 electrical contractors, we ensure safety, reliability, and quality for Northwest Indiana businesses and homes alike. But our mission goes beyond the job site. We're creating a brighter future for the region we proudly serve. Powering Indiana, Lake County, bringing excellence to the job, creating a brighter future for our community. Find the right electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org.
For decades, the Ron J. Prestomer Insurance Agency has been located right on Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond, serving all of your insurance needs. The Prestomer Agency specializes in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestomer Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you.
Branding Room Floor. Don't let your business get lost in the shuffle of generic branding and aimless marketing. Trust Northwest Indiana's award-winning full-service marketing agency, the Branding Room Floor. Providing data-driven results to help your business grow in a crowded market is their specialty. From website development and digital advertising to graphic design and branding, the Branding Room Floor will set your business or organization on a clear path to strategic success. Don't wait another day to get started. Visit thebrandingroomfloor.com today.
Ku Klux Law. Are you facing legal challenges and don't know where to turn? Who are you going to call? Ku Klux Law, that's who. Look no further than Ku Klux Law, your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Are you struggling with immigration paperwork? Do you need a visa, a green card? Do you need help with naturalization? If so, Ku Klux Law is here to guide you every step of the way. Our attorneys have the experience to guide you through the complex processes of family immigration, humanitarian relief, and naturalization with ease. Don't face immigration challenges alone. Call Ku Klux Law at 219-671-6347 to schedule a free consultation. Hablamos español.
When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business, Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 55 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 today. That's rogersroofing.com or 933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, they're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. Stay in the loop and connected by checking out their website at mcrpartnersllc.com, or for tailored assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to our friend Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511, his personal cell phone. Thank you to our sponsors, including our studio sponsor, Powering Indiana, Lake County.
All right, let's go ahead and cover Indiana's Governor Mike Braun, who is, I think Mike Braun considers himself Trump-like.
Agree. Well, I agree with that, and I would also say that I think he wanted to bring kind of like the policies that he believed in, that he also, I think Trump believes in, to Indiana. Like when he left Washington, it's like, I'm done with the Senate.
True.
I'm coming home. I'm a Hoosier.
Right.
And I'm going to make Indiana in the model that I believe.
And do you think the fact that Trump is being so bold, I guess, abrupt, rough around the edges in this second term, do you think that that's rubbed off on our governor at all?
Yeah, I think it has. And I think also what I would say is that the pushback that he's getting, even from within his own party, kind of shows what we've always known about Indiana. It's not like, just kind of like we've always said that the Democratic policies of the Democratic Party on like the coast, like a San Francisco or New York policy, isn't going to work. I kind of think like the Trump, the really like crazy Trump policies that are going in place don't also work in Indiana.
So you have like,
pushback.
So you're saying in the Republican Party, you have MAGA, and then you have like conservative, conservatives,
yes.
Traditional conservatives,
Yes.
like Reagan Republicans, like John's dad. John, is that fair?
Yeah.
You got like your dad, and then you have MAGA, and then these two combine together, and they form what's now the Republican Party. Is that okay?
Yep.
I agree. Obviously, it's very simplistic. There's multiple,
Without a doubt.
multiple split offs in the Republican Party, but the two main branches right now is like the Reagan Republicans and MAGA in the same party. I think that our governor is a little bit of both.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's definitely MAGA, but he's also a traditional conservative. Is that
Yeah,
fair?
he's
Seems like it.
he's a
Yeah.
like, kind of like I think he sees himself as like a self-made guy that was
Yes,
very
for sure.
successful and like kind of pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
sure.
Don't rely on the government, and make sure government isn't overreaching and wants to like keep property taxes down, even though they're very down already. But
So governor's from Governor Mike Braun is from Jasper, Indiana, which is in Dubois County, southern Indiana, south of Indianapolis.
on the river.
About the same distance from Indianapolis as the region, funny enough.
Yeah.
So I did this for my own selfish purposes because I want to make a comparison at the end of this. Okay?
And you've campaigned in Jasper. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah, it's a haul.
long.
It
It's
was
a very
5-hour
nice
drive for
place,
me.
and it's along the river, right?
5-hour
Isn't it?
drive.
I think
It's almost. Yeah,
Okay.
but where I wasn't on the river, but I think Dubois County does actually
Okay.
touch it, okay? So Mike Braun, obviously has to move to Indianapolis to be governor. That's where the governor's mansion is. Governor's mansion's paid for by the taxpayers, obviously. And I've been in the governor's mansion multiple times. Last time I was in there was when Governor Kernan was governor, which was a long time ago. And since I've been in the governor's mansion, they put millions of dollars into it. They've added a whole new wing to it, huge parking. They've put lots
It
of
needed
money.
it.
It
was
did.
starting
It was
to get a little
dated. It
rundown,
was
yeah.
dated.
Mhm.
But the governor's mansion, I imagine, I haven't been there because Republican governors don't like me typically, and they don't invite me to their home.
We
Okay,
don't get the invite.
but I imagine it's really nice because
I'm
we put a
sure.
bunch of money into it, and that's where Eric Holcomb lived for 8 years.
It's on a beautiful, large piece of land right on Meridian.
Right on Meridian in
Which,
Indianapolis.
if you don't know Indianapolis, it's like where all the mansions are.
It's like
beautiful.
the stately street in Indianapolis.
It is gorgeous.
Right in the middle of the stately street is a huge fenced-in yard. That's the governor's mansion. That's where governors live for hundreds of years. That's where, 100 years.
I don't know when they. I don't actually know the answer to that. Like
Okay,
how-
that's where they live
for sure. In
until
our
Mitch
lifetime,
Daniels.
easy.
Until Mitch Daniels.
Yeah,
took
he
over.
broke the.
Governor Daniels was like, that house sucks compared to my house in Carmel, and I want to live in Carmel.
And
So,
by the
like,
way, that's only like 40 minutes, not
Right.
even like 30 minutes away.
so like Governor Daniels is like, but I don't think Governor Daniels put in a helipad in his Carmel property so he could fly to work, right?
Be a
that's
short-
the
be a
difference.
short flight, but
So
yeah.
in this case, Governor Mike Braun doesn't want to live in the governor's mansion. He wants to live in Jasper, and he wants to go back and forth to work. So what's the easiest way to get from Jasper to Indianapolis? By helipad, of course. But why should this multimillionaire pay for his helipad in Jasper when the taxpayers of Indiana could pick up the helipad, right?
Does he have a helicopter of his own?
The state has
I think it's
helicopters.
the state
Oh.
police or something.
You know, if you're going to fly around in helicopters, that's a flex, right? You know
It's
what else is a
convenient.
flex?
Trump does.
You know what else is a flex? Being able to fucking pay for it yourself,
Yeah.
right? If you're going to flex on us, governor, and fly around in your helicopter, then spend your multi-millions and pay for your own shit, like the helipad.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
Trump was famous for flying around Manhattan in his Trump helicopter, right? I mean,
I'm sure Trump paid
that's
for it
and
himself.
that's a flex. Oh, yeah, he did.
He didn't have the
He wasn't
taxpayers pick
president
it up.
then. Yeah,
Agree.
absolutely.
This is, if you're going to flex and fly around in your helicopter, pay for it yourself, Governor Braun. That's all I'm saying. Like, okay, I'm sure you can afford a helicopter. You're a multimillionaire. I'm sure your house in Jasper is much nicer than the governor's mansion in Indianapolis. That's fine, right? But if you're actually going to force us all to pay for your helicopter pad in Jasper, that's where it's over the line. Let's say I become governor, Kevin.
I'd love for you to have a helipad.
No, I don't want a helipad.
Oh man, I was going to say I want to come over to see the first helipad.
There's no
in
room
Hammond.
for a helipad unless I put it in the middle of Knickerbocker Parkway.
Let's do it.
Yeah, sorry, neighbors.
I want you to fly to City Hall from
Yeah.
your house to City Hall.
Yeah, no. How about this, Kev? I become governor, and I'm like, governor's mansion sucks. I'm going to live at Knickerbocker Parkway in Hammond, and I'm going to commute to work in Indianapolis, right? Unfortunately, taxpayers of Indiana, I got bad news. My house on Knickerbocker Parkway has got a bad roof. It leaks constantly, okay? And I go into my house, and I'm the governor, and water is dripping on me. This is unacceptable. So I'm going to have the taxpayers of Indiana pick up my roof on Knickerbocker Parkway because you can't have a governor living in a house with a roof leak, right? It's stupid. It's stupid. This is a stupid issue. I cannot believe Governor Braun, this do more with less governor, is forcing the taxpayers to pick up his helipad at his private residence. I can't believe that.
I mean, that's the thing that got me is the do more with less, and then you have this come out. I mean, I would, if it's like, hey, let's just kind of move along with government, and like, by the way, I'm going to be flying in to Indianapolis. I might be able to be like, okay, whatever. But I just think the do more with less theory, and then all of a sudden this happens. It's like, come on, man. This is not do more with less.
Yeah.
You're asking everybody else to cut and do this and whatever, but I'm going to put a helipad in.
I was surprised to see that you could get a helipad for $3,500 though.
I was
It's
surprised
gravel.
too.
That's
John.
pretty
gravel.
impressive.
It's gravel.
And no lights, which also confused me. Like, what about if it's dark out? How is he going to fly into
Wait,
his helipad?
is his plan to use this to fly to and from Indy?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it's to go
Dude, I
and fly
bet you-
around the state. I don't know.
I bet you from Jasper to Indy by helicopters, a little over half hour.
I was going to say half hour.
Yeah.
Because it says
when
in
you
the
think
article,
about it, if he left his mansion on Meridian and drove to the State House, it'd probably be 20, 25 minutes. So, like,
Tops.
his commute time will probably be about the same from Jasper on a helicopter.
Wow. I mean, I'm sure he's got a great place in Jasper. I mean, what did it say?
Sure.
9,700 square
Well,
feet.
let's go. I got the stats right
I thought
here.
I saw
Funny
it somewhere.
enough. All right, so let's compare both houses, okay? Braun's Jasper house is 9,787 square feet, 2 stories.
Cottage.
He has a barn, burn feeders, along with a
Bird
facility
feeders.
where Braun raises beagles.
Oh, that's cute.
That's cool.
I mean, bird feeders. I mean, like, why do they have to put that in?
I know. I have
He's got a
bird
barn
feeder.
with bird. Oh,
I have a bird
wow.
feeder. I have a
He's
bird
loaded.
feeder with
He's got bird
Bluetooth
feeders.
camera.
I wonder
I
who
am
I got to
fancy. You
contact
do?
to get one of Braun's beagles.
Braun Beagle?
Wow, a brown beagle. Now, if he
Dude,
was smart, he
that's
would,
a freaking show title.
Bronze Beagle.
If he
Braun's
was,
Beagles.
If he was smart, well, he is smart. I'm just saying, like, what I would do if I was him is I'd bring those beagles everywhere.
Yeah.
Like in the helicopter, off the helicopter, into the state house.
Yeah.
Run around. I mean, who doesn't like beagles?
Everybody loves beagles.
Very American dog.
Yeah.
I would have beagles all over me if I was Braun.
Without a doubt.
Like every time they'd be like nipping at me.
The puppies, they're in the governor's office.
But
I
like
mean,
Jake, you see those pictures of LBJ where he's holding his dog up by the
yes.
ears?
Yep.
You ever see that one, John?
In the White
No.
House.
he was always so crude. I loved LBJ. He's one of my favorite political figures. And he was like, he had his dog, and the dog had big old ears. It might have been, and he held the dog up
Oh,
by
it's
the
like a
ears. It's a
basset
famous picture.
hound?
Yeah, it's a basset hound, Linz. Exactly. LBJ, you'll see it.
Yeah.
You're pulling it up, right?
Yeah.
It's a classic picture. LBJ holding his dog up.
Abusing
But
his
yeah,
dog.
I wouldn't do that if I was
Oh,
Governor
Jesus.
Braun.
Is it?
There it is.
What the fuck?
He was a dick, dude. I love LBJ.
He's
I
playing
went to
around.
visit the LBJ Presidential Library. I love him so much.
Interesting.
Wow.
He's an interesting guy.
I love him. He's interesting. He's like the ultimate
He's
politician.
just having fun.
He's the ultimate politician. So
He's just having fun. So was Romney when he put
That's
his
not a
dog on his
basset
roof.
hound. That's a regular hound.
I don't know if that's the
That is
picture.
not
The
a
one,
basset hound.
the one I saw was black and white. So
Yeah.
maybe he made it a practice to hold his dogs. Yeah. He has a lot of
Here's
pictures
another
like
one
that.
with
Yeah.
LBJ
The one I
holding the
saw was
dog's
black
ear.
and white. It was more shocking, actually.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with Governor Braun. It sounds like he's going to get a helipad and a helicopter ride to and from Indianapolis. They also had to renovate a room in his house that used to be a bedroom into a state police office for him
Yeah.
and security
With the bathroom.
around. And the most
they
expensive
don't
part
want
of
the-
this was $50,000 in fencing.
Yeah. You got it.
Wow.
I thought the room. I thought it was a trailer they were putting on the property for the state police.
Yeah. But they don't want
both.
they don't want them
Okay.
peeing in the house. Right?
No, you can't.
Do you
have
want
that.
those state police walking in your house?
No.
Hell no. They pee in the trailer.
Yeah.
Keep them out there.
Oh, I see what you're saying, John. So the trailer they put on the property needed to be converted. One of the rooms had to be
The
converted.
bedroom's being
Gotcha.
converted into an office. So,
Okay.
Anyway, taxpayers picking all that up. So if I run for governor, I'm put it this way. I'm not going to do my roof for a while in the house. Okay.
You let some
I'm just going to let the taxpayers of Indiana pick that up when I
you let
become
some
governor.
maintenance items
Dude,
lap,
I'm just going to let my house fall into disrepair so that the Hoosier taxpayers can pick up my home improvement costs when I become governor. Okay.
You know what? And I'll run against you, and I'll be like, this guy can't even keep his house straight.
Yeah, look at this guy's
You
house.
want him to run your
Look at
state?
his house.
We're gonna
It
make
looks
him
like
governor?
shit. Yeah, he can't even fix his roof.
And,
Well,
they,
this
and
is
Braun will
like-
just say, I have a helipad.
This is like Trump doing a lot of business out of Mar-a-Lago,
Right.
right?
I
mean,
know.
Imagine how much that's
So the American
costing.
taxpayers are going to be fixing the Fifth Fairway next thing we know.
Yeah, he doesn't go to like Camp
Like-
David, which is like, it's already all secure and everything. He likes
Right.
to go to Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
Camp David sucks compared to Mar-a-Lago.
I'm
And
sure
I
he
can't
says that.
I can't stay at Mar-a-Lago with the Fifth Fairway in this condition.
Yeah.
Taxpayers, pick that up. All right, let's go ahead and do some ads. When we come back, we're gonna talk about the Democratic Party and the absolute chaos that's enveloping the party nationally and locally. And So, I mean, it's probably not what you're used to hearing on LOCPod, but
Sounds fun.
it's going to be fun.
Oh,
So-
I do need to give a little credit to Corinne Straight, who did a great TikTok on the Do More with Less on the helipad. So good job, Corinne.
Oh, yeah, on the helipad? The
Yeah.
helipad?
Yeah.
Corinne is,
She's
we're
on it.
fans.
Fighting.
She's doing really well, by the way. She's getting hundreds of thousands of views on a lot of her videos, so she's doing great. Keep it up, Corinne. We're fans on LOCPod. So, all right, let's go ahead and do some ads, come back, and we'll talk about chaos in the Democratic Party. Start off with Misprint. Elevate your brand with Misprint Printing, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 30-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, led by Rick Baltensberger, combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing, always on time and within budget. Conveniently located in Hammond and Munster, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions using the latest innovation and technology. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today.
Okay, no need to dress up. It's a casual place. Bring the whole family. We have plenty of space. A hidden gem in Hammond. You don't have to drive far. Delicious food, great service, and yes, a full bar. Try our homemade pizza, chips, Italian beef sausage, marinara, and more. We have delicious pizza, pasta, and Italian foods galore. Don't go where they don't remember you. It's just not the same. Come to Frankie V's, where everyone really knows your name. Visit us today at thefrankiev's.com for daily specials, full menu, and hours. And I ran into Jeff Smith.
Oh.
Smitty, he said, my read is the best.
Oh, well, we heard that. He also owes us a new read that he's been promising since, I don't know, episode 1.
I like the current read.
You like
but-
the
It
current
is good.
read.
I like the current read, too. I
They
think
just
it's
had
one of the best.
a new little rhyme that they were coming up with, but I haven't
Oh,
seen
really?
it yet. Yeah.
That one. is
One more
good.
episode, Jeff, before the end of the season.
Yeah.
Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give Cantrell and Cantrell a call and schedule your consultation with someone who's in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-5544-LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you. I saw Johnny Law in action yesterday evening, and it reminded me of how much the guy knows. It was like someone had a small little problem with like a ticket that they paid, and he was like, hold on, we're going to do it this way and fix it. So it just reminded me that John's like, he's just on top of things.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon sets the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for Tortilla Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti, tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti, tu familia, de todo corazón.
Calumet Brewing. Busch Light, the coldest and smoothest light lager, is around the second fastest growing beer in the country, and we're serious about cracking a cold one and heading for the mountains. We get excited about 30 packs in a cooler, reeling in a big fish, supporting the farming community, hunting season, and cranking up some country tunes. As the official beer of NASCAR, the professional bull riders, Busch Light is always cold and smooth and waiting for you. Head over to Cal Brew or the Busch Light websites and social media pages for details on this great family of beers, and enjoy a Busch Light with beers and cheers responsibly.
Thanks to our sponsors.
Inner studio sponsor, Power in Indiana, Lakon.
Hey, did you see that new Jerry Garcia restaurant in Chicago?
Yes, yes, I did. In fact, I think I texted you about it.
We need to
what's
do
that?
a LOCPod thing there.
I would love. I can't
I wonder
wait.
if Steve could get like a reservation and like take everybody there for
Well,
dinner. and-
okay, so it's called Garcia's. It's in the West Loop on Washington. It opens on the 21st. And here's just something.
March?
I mean, like this weekend.
Oh wow.
And
Whoa.
they have Phil Lesch's son, Graham Lesch, and his band for
What?
3 shows. There's it kind of reminds me of City Winery. It's a small venue, 300 people. And I've never done this on this never happened to me on StubHub. I looked for tickets. Friday and Sunday, no tickets available.
It's just so small.
Saturday, 2 tickets available.
How much?
500.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
small. Huh?
It's
It's
Yeah,
like
but
it's
that's
such
the
a
Deadheads
small.
too.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt,
Plus
for
it's,
sure.
It's opening weekend. you
yeah.
know.
With Graham Lesch, I mean, it's
Dude,
phenomenal.
You could
It's gonna
see
be
the actual
phenomenal.
dead in the sphere for the same price.
Yeah. Well, people are excited.
I know.
This is gonna be a great place. I cannot wait to check it
Well,
out.
let's get Steve on that.
West
one.
Loop.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's right next to Chase's house.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chase can host us.
All right.
We'll crash at his pad.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't believe what's going on in the Democratic Party. It could be, honestly, like I always talk about the Whig Party. And at the time when the Whigs were around, they had presidents, they had senators, they had congressmen. They were the party. There was the Whigs and the Federalists at the time, right?
I think that sounds right.
Okay. And then one day the Whig Party went away. And one day the Federalist Party became the Republican Party. And by the way, like, there's nothing that says the Democratic Party is going to be here for the next 100 years. There's nothing that says that. We could be in the final days for all we know. And, like, it's just right now, all I want to tell you, I've been a Democrat my whole career. All I could say is I've never seen it more screwed up than it is right now. Nationally and locally, and not locally, and statewide. You know, I don't want to say that locally. I think locally we do a pretty good job, actually.
It's chaotic is the best way to say it, and you used that word yesterday is chaos. And I think that part, it kind of, okay, so the one thing that gives me hope is it kind of reminds me of when the Republican Party was getting their butts kicked by Obama, and they had this thing, the postmortem, right? The postmortem after 2008, I think. And, you know, they came back pretty good.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did we do a postmortem after we just got our ass kicked?
We have not, and that's the problem. We don't have a leader right now. It's like leaderless, and they
The
were kind
Republicans didn't have a
of the
leader.
same way. Yeah, I agree. It was done by, I want to say Reince Priebus did it, or somebody did it. I can't remember who did the postmortem.
We haven't done
Romney
shit.
was involved, and so
The Democratic Party hasn't done shit.
yeah, it might have been after 2012 actually. So, and I think the problem with the Democratic Party right now is we need to figure out who the leader is. We need some really big leadership from the DNC and. I know, and I'm just saying that but we need it. Not saying that we have it. I'm saying we need
so
it.
Funny.
Well, we need it.
The DNC is freaking the most corrupt organization.
I don't know. I don't know if I would call it corrupt. I would just say
they've rigged the last few primaries, dude. They've rigged it. They rigged it for Hillary.
Well,
It
we've
didn't turn
talked
out.
about that
It
with
didn't
Hillary
turn
and
out so
Bernie.
well. They rigged it for Biden. It didn't turn out so well. They deserve to be fired in mass.
Talk about maybe we can get Elon Musk over there to take care of the DNC and just like you're all fired.
That's the answer. Doge can
Doge
fix
the
the
DNC.
Doge the DNC.
But
I love that. That's a T-shirt.
It's just disappointing that we don't have a plan right now, and I don't feel like we're getting to a plan. And right now,
It's
like
only been a few months.
It's right. That's
You guys
true.
are still
That's
licking
true.
your wounds.
Yeah,
Don't
is
say
true.
you guys, John.
That is
Honestly, it's so disgusting to me. This whole thing. There's nothing about my personality that matches what's going on in Washington, D.C. right now. Yeah. And I've been in the party for my entire career. Like, what Chuck Schumer did was a total, surrender.
Well, I think that's interesting.
I have
because
a different take.
Yeah,
if they shut down the government, if the Democrats in the Senate don't go along with President Trump's plan, the government shuts down, who gets blamed?
The Democrats.
That's bullshit, dude. I do not agree with that. I think the few Democrats in the Senate don't get blamed when the Republicans are in charge of everything.
I think that, here, it's all about the votes, right? For example, while Biden was president, the government almost shut down, and the Republicans kind of caved because they were worried about getting blamed for it.
Biden wasn't freaking breaking the law, Kevin.
Well,
President Trump is doing things that are unprecedented right now. He is laying off indiscriminately. He's violating judges' orders. He's doing whatever the fuck he wants, acting like a dictator. And Schumer went along with it. That's the one thing we could have done. We could have said, we're not going along with this. You're not talking to us. We're not helping you, Mr. President. And the Democrats aren't getting blamed. Donald Trump's getting blamed for that.
Here's what Schumer said.
We caved, man.
Here's what Schumer said when he was trying to explain what happened when he kind of flipped. Because as of last Wednesday,
he flipped.
On Wednesday, he was saying he's going to vote against the continuing resolution, which keeps the government, which would have shut down the government. And here's what he said, I think, on Friday.
Let's just start on this. I think there are a lot of people watching this right now who are confused about this decision, or upset by it. So just give me your logic, particularly on this sort of on the one hand, on the other. What is the cost you see to the constitutional order of a shutdown that isn't already being done now?
It's a dramatic cost. Here's why, Chris. Under a shutdown, it is the executive branch, in this case Trump, Musk, Doge, and Vogt, who's head of the OMB, who we all know are authoritarians, vicious, nasty, who would have sole control over what is funded and what isn't. They get to determine what is a, quote, essential service. And they will just...
So what he was saying there was hey, if government shuts down, whether you believe, agree with this or not, if the government shuts down and they can, the executive branch then gets to decide what's essential, and they could just on day 2 say, you know what, we don't think food stamps are essential. And all of a sudden, all the payments to food stamps.
When I was a little kid,
start blaming the Democrats.
When I was a little kid, sometimes I'd go to bed at night, and I would lay in bed, and I would look at the closet, and I would be afraid that there was somebody in the closet that was going to come out and kill me. I was afraid there was a monster in the closet. I was like that when I was like 3 and 4 years old. I remember it as a little kid. And then one day I grew up, and I stopped being afraid of shit that's not in the closet because it wasn't in the closet. To me, this reminds me, Chuck Schumer's like, well, then they could do this, and they could do that, and that would be so scary. You have no backbone, Chuck Schumer. We needed a leader to stand up and fight for our party, and you fucking caved, man. You deserve all the crap he's getting right now. He deserves every bit of it.
Yeah, and he's getting a lot of it.
Completely caved.
He's getting a lot of it. He even got it from Pelosi. Definitely got it from AOC and a lot of the progressive Democrats in the House. And I mean, the one thing to remember about the House is the House, it's an easy vote. All the Democrats, as long as the Republicans stick together, which they did, the Democrats could all vote yes to, against the continuing resolution and all stand together and say, we did, we stood up to this, and then it still passed.
Stood up to what? Like, I'm actually pissed that the Republicans all stood together. Only Massey and Rand Paul voted against this, because this is essentially just a continuing budget from Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't all the Democrats vote for it? This is exactly what you guys want. I don't get it. You're just doing it to be against Trump or what?
Well, they could have
was about the
protected all these
shutdown.
people getting laid off, bless you, Linz.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, we sort of have to condense this because it's getting so late, okay?
Right. Yeah.
But so now take all the chaos in D.C. this weekend. Obviously, the vote happened Friday, and the progressives in the National Democratic Party are super pissed, right? Republicans are sort of celebrating because they got their budget passed outside of the part that John represents, okay? And then
the conservative part. That's all.
The conservative Republicans. So MAGA's
Rand
happy,
Paul.
right? Okay, John, MAGA's
I
happy.
don't know what MAGA is now at this point. But
Okay, so obviously
but
nationally,
MAGA's happy, yes.
Nationally, everything's all up in the air, crazy.
Schumer was
Everybody's pissed
congratulated
off.
by Trump. Yeah.
Yeah, Schumer was congratulated by Trump. And then locally, we're voting for the state chairman. Okay.
Yes.
Now, locally, because this morphed into what's going on nationally.
Statewide.
Locally, so the chairman of the state Democratic Party. So Karen Tallian, we all know she won because Karen Tallian's coming on the show Friday. We already mentioned that, okay? She's running against a guy named Darren Washington, who's a local guy. She's running against Destiny Scott Wells, multiple appearances on LOCPod. Derek Camp, who's the chairman of the Allen County Democrats.
Great guy.
And there's at least one or two other candidates in there. I think the major candidates I just covered, right? Now, Derek Camp withdrew. Most of the other major contenders had been falling back. And on this weekend, it boils down to basically Karen Tallian running against Destiny Scott Wells. Okay. Now, Karen Tallian is supported by traditional Democrats, people like myself. All right. Karen Tallian, like the moderates. Kevin, is this fair? Whereas Destiny seemed to be supported more by the progressive, like the Hispanic caucus and the LGBTQ caucus, and the more progressive elements of our party are back in Destiny, and the more moderate parts of the Democratic Party are back in Karen. And they go into this vote this weekend with the state central committee, and it's literally as close as it can be.
Wow.
Right? As close as it can be, and Karen Tallian wins. Okay?
I don't think anybody knew going in who was going to win. It was up in the air.
It was up in the air. So Karen Tallian walks out. She wins 14-18. Okay, and
that's almost
it's not
unheard of.
But 14-18 is not. If you look at the actual vote, because some of the votes that Destiny got were half votes. So it looked, when I first looked at this sheet, it looked like Destiny got more votes because some of her votes were half votes. But I counted them out. Karen got one more than Destiny. If you look at the actual number of votes and you counted everybody as a full vote, right? So what I'm saying is it was a real close split. Obviously, the Democratic Party in Indiana split between moderates, which I consider myself a part of, and progressives, just like the Republican Party split between MAGA and conservatives, John. So our party split too. And in this case, Karen won. All right. But the thing is, I've been reading a lot of the quotes from Destiny's side of the party, the people that supported her, and they're salty. Very salty. There was a petition going around online for Karen Tallian to step down. It's fucking ridiculous.
Wow.
She hasn't even served a freaking day, and they want her to step down for what? But the Indiana State Democratic Party is in chaos right now
Fractured.
as well.
Yeah, it's fractured.
On which direction to go?
It's the same kind of thing, same kind of split, John.
Mm-hmm.
The Republican Party's got MAGA and conservatives. Democratic Party's got moderates and progressives.
Right.
And nobody's getting along.
And you see the same thing in D.C. and the Democratic Party happening even here in our state.
I don't know why it's even a debate which way the Democratic Party should go. I mean, look, the loss from being listening to the progressives was
doubt
so
about it.
severe.
Dude.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think that the first party that realizes they can go to the middle will be very successful.
Yeah, that goes for either of them.
Nobody wants to go to the middle. Everybody wants to go to the extremes.
to their corners.
Right.
Well, the good thing is, and we're going to get the actual, we're going to get it right from the chairwoman's mouth on Friday.
Yeah.
Because she's going to be here, and we're going to hear Karen talk about the election that she won, talk about the direction for the Democratic Party, talk about
healing,
hopefully about weed. And
I'm going to ask her about weed.
Yeah.
Straight up. I mean, like I said,
so.
she was the first legislator in Indiana's history to float a bill to legalize marijuana.
And she had a very successful legislative career.
Yeah.
I mean, she was in for a long time and very well respected. So I'm looking forward to getting Karen here.
I am too. I'm looking forward. I appreciate her taking the interview request. We put it in right away. She got back to us right away. Looking forward to that interview on Friday. So LOCPod's going to close out season 14 with a great guest, Karen Tallian, the new chairwoman of the Indiana Democratic Party. So we're looking forward to that show a lot. I want to say thank you for listening today. Great show. Good job, Kevin. It's good to see you. And again, I will never leave you in the
Thank
snow.
you.
Okay?
Thank you very
Lindsay,
much.
appreciate that.
Makes me feel better.
Yep.
Thanks for knitting. You can knit me something. That's
Crocheting.
cool. Crocheting, whatever.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
Thanks,
her roller derby name. Jay Vaz, thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.
And coming to you live. This is Mayor Tom closing out season 14, episode 22, saying thank you for listening to LOCPod. Make sure you take care of our sponsors who help put this on the air, and we'll be back for the last episode on Friday, season 14, episode 23. 22's out. Take care, everybody. LOCPod's out.